Hello everyone, this is Michael with Western Reserve Independent Living Center coming to you with our latest newsletter. WRILC's Independent Living Newsletter, Issue 2, February 2025. WRILC's Independent Living Newsletter, Opening Doors to Independence. In this issue, Section 1, Employee Spotlight. Section 2, Book of the Month. Section 3, Desk of Carl Clemens. Section 4, Recipe. Section 5, Did You Know? Section 6, Learning to Love in Any State of Being. Section 7, Consumer Corner. Section 8, Calendar Items for February. Section 1, Employee Spotlight. Shayla Cole. We are excited to introduce Shayla Cole, who joined the Western Reserve Independent Living Center in November as an independent living specialist. Shayla has experience working with children who have disabilities, both as a paraprofessional and in teaching life skills. Being profoundly deaf, Shayla brings a special understanding and deep empathy to her work, making it easier for her to connect with others. In her role as an independent living specialist, Shayla will work directly with individuals to help them achieve their goals for independent living. Her job includes helping people with disabilities become more self-sufficient, learn important life skills, and access the resources they need to succeed. Shayla provides one-on-one support to help individuals overcome barriers to independence, such as finding suitable housing, securing employment, and learning about assistive technology to improve daily living. Shayla's focus is on empowering individuals to live the life they choose, with the tools, knowledge, and support they need to thrive. Shayla looks forward to working with consumers and helping them make connections that will lead to their success. Her role is all about breaking down barriers and creating an inclusive environment where everyone has the chance to live independently. Outside of work, Shayla enjoys spending time with her husband, daughter, dog, and cat. She is an active Outside of work, Shayla enjoys spending Outside of work, Shayla enjoys spending time with her husband, daughter, dog, and cat. She is an active supporter of her daughter's sports events and loves taking day trips with her family and friends. A fun fact about Shayla is that she is an excellent lip reader, which helps by A fun fact about Shayla is that she is an excellent lip reader, which helps her communicate effectively with others. Consumers are encouraged to contact Shayla for support and guidance. Whether you need help with employment, understanding your rights, or accessing community services, Shayla is here to assist you. Shayla Cole is a dedicated and caring professional who brings a wealth of knowledge and empathy to her role. She hopes to make a real difference in the lives of individuals with disabilities, and we are proud to have her as part of our team. Section 2, Book of the Month, Out of My Mind, by Sharon M. Draper, recommended by Don Bilbuck. 11-year-old Melody is not like most people. she can't walk, she can't talk, she can't write, all because she has cerebral palsy. But she also has a photographic memory. She can remember every detail of everything she has ever experienced. She's the smartest kid in her whole school, but no one knows it. Most people, her teachers, her doctors, her classmates, dismiss her as mentally challenged because she can't tell them otherwise. But Melody refuses to be defined by her disability, and she's determined to let everyone know it somehow. Section 3. From the desk of Carl Clemens. Exercise is medicine. What contributes to our overall health? What might surprise you is that our behavior, what we are doing or not doing, accounts for 50% of our overall health. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, this is more than our genetics, which account for about 20% of our overall health, our environment, 20%, and our access to medical care, 10%. And if we break our behavior down even further, physical activity has one of the biggest impacts on our overall health. The science is clear. Every system of the body benefits when a person exercises. A daily dose of physical activity is highly effective for preventing and treating many of our most prevalent chronic diseases, including coronary heart disease, hypertension, heart failure, obesity, depression, and diabetes. The bottom line is that physical activity is very, very good for our health. In fact, people who are regular exercisers can expect to live an average of 7 years longer than their physically inactive friends. So why are physicians, regardless of their specialty, not prescribing exercise to their patients? An initiative called Exercise is Medicine that focuses on encouraging healthcare providers to include physical activity when designing treatment plans for their patients is trying to change this. A key component of Exercise is Medicine is to have all healthcare providers assess their patients' physical activity at every visit. The Exercise is Medicine initiative aims to have physical activity recorded as a vital sign during patient visits and to encourage able patients to meet the physical activity guidelines. The goal is that inactive patients should be given exercise counseling or an exercise prescription to either a health or fitness professional or program. Unfortunately, research published in the Journal of Physical Activity and Health reveals that more than 50% of the physicians trained in the U.S. in 2013 received no formal education in physical activity, and they are likely not prepared to help their patients with their exercise plan. In his Huffines presentation in 2013, Dr. Bob Salas stated that exercise is a wonder drug. If it was listed in the physician's desk reference, the largest compendium of drugs, it would be the most powerful drug currently available. And it would be malpractice not to prescribe it. These are powerful words that make a lot of sense. So why has the medical community neglected this information? partly because it's easier to prescribe a pill or surgery. We are a prescription nation. According to researchers at the Mayo Clinic and Olmsted Medical Center, almost 70% of Americans take at least one prescription drug, costing us $374 billion in 2014. It's time for our healthcare providers to start prescribing exercise as a drug. In fact, regular exercise is likely the single best prescription people of all ages could take for a huge host of health benefits. Simply stated, exercise is medicine, and we all need to adopt this mantra because our health depends on it. Copyright 2015, U.S. News and World Report. Section 4. 4-ingredient casserole recipe. Yep, that's right. 4-ingredient casserole really only has 4 ingredients. Well, honestly, it can have up to 5 ingredients if you're craving a little garden freshness from a layer of spinach. 4-ingredient casserole impresses with its own simplicity, and it is sure to please the crowd. It's amazing what only 4 or 5 ingredients can do. Ingredients: 1 1/2 cups marinara sauce, 1 24-ounce package frozen cheese ravioli, 1 8-ounce package frozen spinach, optional, thawed and squeezed dried, 2 cups mozzarella cheese, shredded, 1/4 cup Parmesan cheese, grated. Directions. Step 1. Preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Step 2. Spray a 9 by 13 inch baking dish with cooking spray. Step 3. Pour a thin layer, about 1/2 cup of marinara sauce, to cover the bottom of the prepared baking dish. Step 4. Arrange 1/2 of the frozen ravioli in a single layer over the sauce. Step 5. Layer the spinach on the ravioli if using. Step 6. Add 1/2 of the marinara and 1/2 of the mozzarella in even layers in the baking dish. Repeat the layers of the ravioli, the spinach, and the mozzarella once, starting with the ravioli. Step 7. Sprinkle the Parmesan cheese on top. Step 8. Cover the baking dish with aluminum foil and bake for 20 minutes. Step 9. Remove the foil and bake uncovered until bubbly and hot in the center, about 20 to 25 minutes. Step 10. Let stand for 10 minutes. Then serve. Section 5. Did you know? Leap year. Our yearly calendar is 360 days long. Our yearly calendar is 365 days long, but the Earth actually takes a little longer than that to make its way around the Sun. We accumulate about 5 hours and 48 minutes of extra time. If you add the hours up, it makes for around 24 hours every 4 years. That's why we add an extra day, February 29th, to make up for the extra time. If we didn't add that extra day, our seasons would gradually shift and everyone would get confused. The leap year was introduced in 46 BC by Roman leader Julius Caesar. The U.S. presidential elections and the Summer Olympics happened during leap years. Babies born on leap day are called leaplings.
Section 6, Learning to Love in Any State of Being by Emily Liddell. They say love finds you when you stop looking for it. And maybe that's so cheesy it makes you nauseous. But at least for me, it turned out to be totally true. I definitely didn't wake up on July 23rd, 2011, declaring it as the day I'd meet my first love. Actually, it was the furthest thing from my mind. My summer camp was hosting an alumni day, so I figured I'd get a little nostalgic and catch up with old friends. I was mid-hug with someone when I noticed him between the schoolhouse and the dining hall. Golden hair and light blue eyes and a heart-stopping smile. There was probably harp music playing. Okay, I know. You get the point. He might have made my knees wobbly, except I was sitting in a wheelchair. The only thing I worried was a problem? So was he. As it happens, my old rolling ground was the Southampton Fresh Air Home, a camp for kids with disabilities. Growing up, I'd spend 95% of my life in mainstream environments around non-disabled kids, and then my exposure to disability would jump from 0 to 60 for a few weeks each summer when I'd head off to camp. I loved camp, but I spent a lot of time confused about why I felt so at ease around other disabled people there, whereas being near other disabled people in any other public place made me uncomfortable. Before meeting him, let's call him Theo, I'd never been presented with the prospect of a serious relationship with another wheelchair user. I had a few camp crushes, but back in the real world, outside of camp, my gut instinct was generally to stay away from anyone using mobility aids because I hated how being around another visibly disabled person felt like it called more attention to my own disability. As I got older and took interest in the idea of an actual relationship, I determined the only type of guy I wanted to date was someone able-bodied who also accepted my disability as part of me. I wanted a non-disabled boyfriend because I believed that would be a sign I'd made it in the world. I believed that would mean I found full acceptance, that I fit neatly into the folds of what was right in society. I believed that would mean I was worth something. You should all be sounding the hypocrite alarm by now. I expected acceptance in a romantic relationship, but I refused to accept disability as part of someone else. Does this make any sense to you? No? Me neither. Speaking now as someone who decided to work through these issues and date a wheelchair user. This is painful for me to write about, both because my hypocrisy is totally embarrassing and because Theo and I broke up and haven't talked in well over a year. But it's an issue I believe cannot go unspoken. I wasted years of my life internalizing ableism and discrimination, fearing disability and trying to hide from it. As I've since learned, I'm not the only one who has experienced these feelings. Turning societal prejudice against yourself and against those whose lives may be much the same as yours is all too common among disabled people. We are bombarded with social cues demanding we minimize our disabilities to try and make people forget we're disabled at all. But just because disability might make someone else uncomfortable doesn't mean we should be uncomfortable with it ourselves. When I finally figured this out, it opened up something pretty incredible for me. I dated Theo for 2 years, and never was I more comfortable with disability, my own and others, than during that time. There was something that brought so much peace in not having to constantly explain my body to another person. He uses a wheelchair too. He understood the ways I move, and I understood his, and together we made a safe, non judgmental space for ourselves to figure things out. We had room to breathe, to laugh when disability made things difficult. We could help each other deal with the ways our disabilities affected our lives, both physically and emotionally. In ways I'll always be grateful for, he got me. Finally, being far enough from our breakup to see things objectively, I realized that what I learned about myself and the world around me made the entire relationship worth it. Never again do I want to limit myself out of internalized shame. And the truth is that no one can predict where life will go. I could start dating a non-disabled man today who could somehow become disabled tomorrow. I know now that what I want is to find someone who I love and who loves me in any state of being. The only thing that matters to me is not how a future partner's body looks or works, and it never should have mattered in the first place, but how we work together to create a reality in which we can freely give and receive unconditional acceptance and love. Emily Liddell is a writer and disability rights activist whose passion is to harness the powers of language and social media as tools for people to become informed and engaged social justice advocates. She maintains a blog, Words I Wheel By, as a platform to address discrimination and to encourage people to understand the experience of having a disability in a more positive, accepting, and supportive ways.
Section 7, Consumer Corner. List of warming centers. Mahoning County. Rescue Mission of the Mahoning Valley. 1300 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Limited space for overnight. Daily warm meals. 45-minute periods. 330-744-5486. Oak Street Health. 3551 Belmont Avenue, Suite 19B. Youngstown, Ohio, 44505, 330-331-5863. Austintown Senior Center, Westchester Drive, Austintown, Ohio, 44515. Hours 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. 330-953-1416. Catholic Charities, Youngstown, 319 West Rayan Avenue, Youngstown, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. 330-744-3320. Struthers, Ambets Hall, 305 Elm Street, 11 a.m. 330-755-3333. St. Nick's Great Hall, 764 5th Street, Struthers, 330-755-9819. Trumbull County, Warren Family Mission, 155 Todd Avenue, Northwest, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. 330-394-5437. Catholic Charities, Warren, 175 Layard Avenue, Northeast, Warren, 330-393-4254. 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Niles Wellness Center, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Tuesdays and Wednesdays. 213 Sharkey Drive, Niles. Newton Falls Administration Building, 612 West Broad Street, 330-727-3546. Lordstown Administration Building, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Bristolville Fire Department, 2100 State Route 88 Northwest. Braceville Fire Department, 800 Newton Falls, Braceville Road, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Vienna Fire Department, Philpeg, 330-442-3646, Ashtabula County. The Conneaut Hope Center Warming Station will be open from 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. as a warming shelter on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The address is 253 Liberty Street, Conneaut. The First Community Church of God, 1910 South Ridge Road, West, will open at 11 a.m. Geneva City Hall, located at 44 North Forest Street, Geneva. Conneaut Human Resources Center, located at 327 Mill Street, Conneaut. Columbiana County. Any fire station. Section 8. Calendar items for February. February is American Heart Month, Eating Disorders Awareness Month, and Black History Month. February 2nd, Groundhog Day. February 4th, World Cancer Day. February 14th, Valentine's Day. February 17th, President's Day. Office closed. February 19th, Stress and Anxiety Peer Support Group, 11 a.m. February 21st, Blind and Visually Impaired Support Group, 10:30 a.m. Thank you for taking the time out for our newsletter. Western Reserve ILC is a local 501c3 nonprofit agency servicing the needs of persons with disabilities in Ashtabula, Columbiana, Mahoning, and Trumbull counties. We are a community-based, non-residential agency whose core services are free. If you would like to receive a Braille, email, or audio copy of this newsletter each month, please contact us to find out more about becoming a WRILC consumer. You can contact us at 330-372-3325.